Blessings to all. Share this YouTube for everyone to see and kick the neck.
33. Samudamana Jatak. Samudamatha gachanti, jalmadaya pakhino yadate vivadisati, tad ehidi me visanti. Moreover, once upon a time, the Lord Buddha, who was a Shakya Kulatilaka, visited Kimbulwitpura and lived in Nyagrodharma. Sumbulu Dabara Karabhe said this Jatak. It will be revealed in Kunala Jatak. At that time, the Lord Buddha addressed his relatives and said, Children of the Maharaja. Arguing with relatives is inappropriate. Did the Tirishchinagats also discuss the material in the first half of the Vasannahu Pasamithuran Mada? At that time they have come to great destruction, he said, and the king's children prayed to him and continued his speech. On the last day, when a king named Brahmadatta was ruling the city of Varanasi, our great Bodhisattva was born in the birth of quails and lived in the forest surrounded by thousands of quails. At that time, one of the quail hunters went to the place where the quails were hiding, and when he heard the cries of the quails, he knew that they had gathered. He put the net on their floor. Starting from the end, he put all of them in one place, filled them with manure, went home and sold the quails and made a living from that price. Then one day the Bodhisattva said to those quails that when these birds strike, our relatives will be destroyed. I see one trick. Can't we be caught by these three things? From now on, when this priest casts a net on your head, one by one, put a net eye on his head, lift the net to a desired place, put it on a single thorn, and when he cast it, he said, backward dev me hai. They all accepted it as good. On the second day, when the net was placed in the mata, the Bodhisattva lifted the net in the same manner as the Buddha said and ran from one place to another from the lower direction of Lahabek. Vachuveda, who was freeing Lahaban's net, was unlucky. He left empty-handed. Starting from the second day, the quails do the same. Even then, he goes home with nothing found, clearing the net until the sunset of the sun. After that, his wife, Kipi Tepi, came from cistern every day, and the other two said that there is a place to protect the outside of the house. Vedi says Sundaradganya, I have no other place of protection. When the sand is dusty, those quails behave harmoniously. As soon as I cast the net, they took the net and left it in Lahabek. He died every day. Do not live. Did he come to the debate one day without any hesitation? At that time, he said to the wife that he will bring them all by making their face happy. Quail birds do not carry the net. Those birds once quarreled, then they become my pestilence. At that time, they consoled the wife by making her face happy. After a few days, one quail went to the other's houses without thinking about going down on the prey. The other quail asked who bit my head. I arrived without consideration. When you say, no Kipeva, it is also Kipunima. He said again and again that he thinks the net will be lifted, and they argued with each other. When they are disputing with each other, the Bodhisattva is not good to the disputants. Now those who do not lift his net will be greatly destroyed by it. Only hitting is allowed. He thought that I cannot hide here. The Bodhisattva took his pashat and went to another place. After a few days, the quails came and gathered together crying with the sound of quails, and lowered the net on the top of their house. Then one of the quails fell on the head of the net bearer, the Romans. Now lift up and say. Kshatriyas landed on the two party sheets when the other one was the one who lifted the net. He said, up now. When they said, take it to one another, take it to one another, he raised the net, gathered all the quails, and went home, making his wife laugh all over the place. Lord Buddha, who was the sage, is not worthy to be called a king, relatives. After bringing this sermon to the destruction of quarrels, he concluded this Samudamana Jatak. At that time, if the wise quail was born, now Devadatta Sthavira will be born as the wise quail.